Welcome to ASHWA and teenYOGAspace's yoga videos. My name is Kiri. I'm from teenYOGAspace in Denmark.
My name is Eric. I'm from ASHWA in Uganda.
So we've been making these videos for you because they can help you do your yoga in a way that doesn't injure your body, and so that you do it to the best possible outcome.
And I would love to advise those who are doing yoga to really look at these videos, because they have technical advice in them where you need to place your foot, your knee, and how to rise up, for example, some of the poses as you see in the videos. So you should really look at them to minimize injuries.
ASHWA in Busia, Uganda are having yoga classes. I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting from 4 p.m. to 5.
So you can join those classes if you want to learn yoga, or you can watch these videos if you live far away.
Thanks to teenYOGAspace for making this happen.
Thanks to ASHWA for inviting. So it's really awesome, a good collaboration. So enjoy this video, and we hope to get your comments and feedback in the comments below, so that we know what to do better next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to show you how to place your hands when we do yoga, because we have both hands and feet, and sometimes the feet are not our foundation. Sometimes the hands are either helping the feet, or sometimes it's only the hands. And the hands are not used to being the foundation of our body, so that's why we have to be very aware when we place them. So one of the best ways to start out by placing the hands is to go on your hands and knees on all fours, because then it's not so hard for him to stand here. So we want to spread the fingers out as wide as possible and claw the fingertips into the ground. And actually, even though his skin is dark, he gets all white on his fingertips, and that's what we want. So we want him to really claw them down. We also want to make sure that these joints don't lift anywhere. So what happens normally is that this joint tends to pop up a little bit, and we don't want that. Inside of the palm, we have this little bit of space that when we push it down, it has to still lift. So it's not the entire palm that gets flat. We have this little sucking cup underneath. Do you feel that, Eric? Good. So from here, he can tuck his toes under and find a downward facing dog. Good. And as you can see, he keeps his hands very stable, and that's why he can stay so stable in his poses. So from here, try to come out into a plank pose. So we can see here in his plank pose that his hands and feet are too close to each other. We can see that because his shoulders are actually popping forward onto his fingertips and not his wrist. So if you walk your feet back about 5 centimeters, and he is quite stable in his body, he is super straight. He can lift his butt a little bit so that he doesn't hang in his lower back. So make sure that the belly is strong and the lower back is strong. So this is a beautiful plank pose. Try to imagine that you're hugging your legs in towards each other without moving the feet. That makes it a little stronger. He's still hanging a little bit, so we want him to go up a little bit. Good work. Okay, so come down to your knees again. Another pose where this can go wrong is table pose, because we have the hands turned in a different way. So sit on your butt with your legs forward. Can you turn the other way so that we can see you over here? So we sit like this. So we have the feet in hip distance, and the hands are moving about 20 centimeters behind. So that was 30, just like 20, And as you can see, he's actually already forgetting to spread his fingers out wide and to claw the ground. So spread your fingers and claw the ground. We do this because in this pose, the wrist joint gets very much pressure. So we're trying to eliminate the pressure from there. So lift your butt up into a table pose from here. So in table pose, he's straight. We have these lovely straight lines. It's perfect for left brainers. They love these straight lines. So he's making sure that there's still a sucking cup underneath his palm here and that this joint is pushing in. This makes it more space in his wrist. Yeah, you can come back down. And maybe move to the middle of the mat and sit in a squat. Because these poses we have been using both feet and hands. The next one he's gonna use both his or only his hands. And when we use only the hands and we balance on the hands, it's super important that we're careful about the wrist. Okay? So if you sit on your toes or your feet in a squat like this. Good. So in this squat, we don't have to have the heels down if it's not possible. Anything's fine, okay? Yeah. So you can already now place your hands in front of you in shoulder width. Yeah. And he's placing them so fine. He's spreading the fingers. He's tucking down his joints by the different fingers. He's making sure there's a sucking cup underneath by pulling the fingers towards the hand. So now he's ready to lean on it. So hug your knees into your upper arms first. So they're on the outside of the arms, yeah, and hug them in. So make sure that your knees can stay here. You have to have them a little bit more forward, I think. Yeah, and hug them in. Then you can lean the weight over your hands. So the arms actually get, so the elbow, the shoulder get further forward. And you lean the weight over, lift 1 or 2 feet. Perfect. So you can see when he puts his entire weight on his hands, they start moving around. And that's the practice that Eric is doing. He needs to work on having very strong hands on this. Mind your right hand and yeah. So you can see there's a lot of work to do. And Eric's hands will learn eventually that they need to stay down. Yeah. And it will be the same with your hands. What happens if you don't do it is that you might get a lot of pain in your wrist, and we don't want you to get that. Thank you, Eric.